A would you rather question for the week.
Would you rather?
Would you rather have all dogs try to attack you when they see you, or all birds try to attack you when they see you?
Dogs.
I don't know.
Dogs.
I think birds.
Dogs.
There's some mean dogs out there, but also imagine like a flock of like bald eagles just flying
How
over.
often do you see a flock of bald eagles?
How
when they're
often
ready
do
to
you
attack,
see
that's
dogs?
when it's too late.
Like, you can intentionally remove yourself from situations that there will be a dog. Be like, you have a dog, put him in the backyard.
Yeah.
Like, you can make
You can't get
sure-
away from them birds.
But no, birds are everywhere all the time, and I know
But birds
because
aren't
I'm
real.
terrified of
Yeah,
birds.
birds aren't
Birds
real.
aren't real.
Don't come out with that crap. I
They're from the
literally, birds. I'm terrified of birds, and
I
when
forgot
I'm like,
you're afraid of birds.
yeah, like one
You're
of my top
actually
fears-
afraid of
yeah,
birds?
like,
Yeah.
Like
up
not
there.
just like, oh, afraid. You're like
No,
scared of birds.
like legitimately scared of birds. Like one time I was like just really anxious already about things because guys, I taught on anxiety and it's because I struggle with anxiety heavily. But when I'm like super anxious, like my fears really just kick in harder.
Yeah,
Does that make
and those
sense?
birds.
And like one time I almost threw up and I was like sprinting into Walmart because there was just like birds everywhere
my
all in the parking
gosh.
lot.
So, like,
it just was all bad.
do you have a bad bird experience?
Is this an irrational fear or?
So, one time I was at a D-Now weekend, and it was when I was in high school, and I was asleep, and these people had chickens. They were staying at their house,
From the bird
and my
species.
sister-in-law was a sponsor. And shout out to Tori. And she decides that she's gonna wake me up because I wouldn't get up and put a chicken on my head. And so I woke up to a literal chicken on my forehead. Like standing on my forehead, and there's a
That's
picture
sketchy.
on Instagram of it. Like it's a thing. Like people like know about it, and so like
So that's
it
now
kind
caused
of really
a lifelong
like
fear?
it. Kind of stems from that, but also like you think like birds just like they're scary. They're just scary.
Are you familiar with the crows
Oh yes.
and the test that this guy did with crows?
It wasn't even a test on
No,
purpose.
so
Because they have
like-
cameras in them, right?
Huh? Yeah, they're not real.
Yeah, they're not real.
you know
So-
that's why they land on power lines, right?
Yeah,
Have to
recharge.
Recharge.
Oh, next question.
Birds aren't real. So the story, something like he got two groups of crows to fight each other. So one group, he was mean to them. He was mean to a group of crows, and so they were mad at him, right?
Okay.
And these were like crows on his way to work. Like
Yeah,
he
on
was
his way
walking to work every day.
Every day.
And
he
would just
throw
be
stuff
mean-
at
yeah.
them.
Nice.
And they were mean to him. But then he had another group of crows that he would feed. And so they befriended him. And so when the ones that would come to attack him would come at him to attack, the ones that were befriending him would attack the ones that were attacking him to defend him.
He started a war between two groups of crows.
Crows are super
I
intelligent.
like that. I wish I was
Yeah,
there.
they're too smart.
Or like, have you seen the ones where if you like give them $1 or something, or no, if they like bring you stuff,
Coins.
like if they
shiny
bring you
things.
coins and shiny things and money and stuff, and you feed them, they now associate money with food, right? So they will literally go and pickpocket
they have a
people.
bird
And if they
society.
see like money or something that somebody has set on a table, they'll swoop down and grab the money and bring it to that person because they know they can get money or food in exchange for it.
Crows are.
So for sure, the dogs is that's what I would rather.
You'd rather have
Now knowing that.
Now knowing
because I
that-
want to befriend the birds.
the drones, or birds are just drones.
Yeah, you can hack into a drone.
Government drones.
You can,
So you'd rather be attacked by dogs.
Dogs, 100%.
100% dogs.
So like when you go to the zoo, are you scared of like
I
peacocks?
feel like the possibility for damage
Yeah,
with a
flamingos.
dog is way higher.
flamingos. You're scared
Yeah.
of
The
The
flamingos.
possibility of what?
Damage with a dog is way higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dog could
There's
damage
not many
more,
birds
but I
that
do
could,
see
like,
what you said, Leah.
really
where it's
mess
like,
you up.
You can look at somebody and say, "Hey, can you please put your dog inside?"
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, like for those people that like they got a Chihuahua or something,
Ankle biters.
But
You know what I mean?
immediately it becomes an attack chihuahua.
it does.
It's
And
a
an attack
Chihuahua.
Chihuahua
It's an
can go
attack
just
Chihuahua
as
to
far
begin
as
with.
regular Chihuahua.
Did you just say an attack chihuahua is a chihuahua? Like,
no.
Yeah.
An
Can
attack
be kicked
Chihuahua
just
can
as
go
far.
just as far as a regular
I
Chihuahua.
hate chihuahuas.
Now you got somebody that's got like those 3 pit bulls, and I love pit bulls.
Oh.
But those things, if they
But if they're
attack,
gonna attack you,
it's gonna be
They're
tough.
beautiful.
I think I would just like
Doberman.
be careful. Like
German
I
Shepherd?
like I just be like I'm not getting out of my car if there's a dog.
Birds
you know?
typically go for the eyes.
That's my
See,
thing.
that's what I'm saying.
Hey,
Bird
Dogs go
box?
for the throat.
Because like dogs, they have a mind of their own.
As
Birds,
the one
they're
here with
programmed to
glasses,
do
I'm
that.
fine.
Safety squints.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd
This
rather
is
go.
just bad.
Yeah, dogs.
Both are bad.
Dogs, I think you have a better chance of
Not
living in
getting
a
attacked.
safer way. Yeah, like of living in a safer way. Birds, you have no shot. Like everywhere you go, there's a bird somewhere because the
Everywhere.
government. So you don't
Government birds.
government birds.
This
Birds are
post is going to be taken down.
This supposed to
If
be
this
taken
is on
down.
Instagram or YouTube, it
No.
will be taken down 100%.
Fact check. Birds are
Everybody, if
indeed
this
real.
gets taken down, we now know that birds
Yeah.
are not
Yeah.
real.
There's like a whole society of birds aren't real.
It's gonna come up with that like
Sometimes I believe it.
The
the warning
disclaimer.
that's like it was like it's like
We
this,
fact checked this.
can-
Birds are in
yes.
fact real.
The like this contains false information. That thing.
Can we fact check our own post?
Yeah,
And go there and put it on there.
that would be good stuff.
Yeah.
That would be good.
Yeah. Yeah, well, let's definitely fact check our own
But yeah,
post.
for sure, I think you can live a safer. You can put more barriers in your
between
life
you and a-
to make sure that you don't come in contact with a dog. A bird, I don't know how many barriers you can put.
Like
So-
you're gonna walk around in one of those dog suits, like the
Yeah.
trainers wear the tech.
You know what I was thinking? To protect yourself from birds, you just get in one of those like the ball that guinea pigs run in or whatever, or hamsters, and then you just like you roll everywhere until you get inside.
That'd probably work for the dogs as well.
Yeah, it could.
I mean,
Unless they just see you as like a big chew toy. No, like,
y'all know the movie Hop when he has like the big like.
I didn't watch Hop.
I didn't watch it.
Have you seen Hop?
Easter. one,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
think
And
I've
he's
seen
like the guy's like house sitting and they have these big dogs. In order to feed the dogs, he has
I
to have
think-
like this suit on.
Yes. Okay,
Yeah.
I do
You'd
remember
be
that.
wearing one of those suits for sure. Like for sure.
That's true.
Yeah.
So yeah,
He got attacked.
But the consensus is dogs.
Dogs.
We'd rather fight off dogs every time we see them.
yeah. I don't
You
see
ever been attacked by a dog?
not
Carson
like
has.
not like Bailey's brother Christmas morning got his nose bit off by a dog, their own dog.
Oh my
Dang.
goodness.
Yeah, not me, but Bailey's brother did. That was an eventful Christmas morning. If you
Yeah.
talk to him about that
Oh
story.
no.
And I will say, in the dog's defense, the dog's dead now, as you can imagine.
Because of the
Yes, and but
Makes sense. Checks
as
out.
you can, I don't know if that's like animal something, so cut that out. Okay, but
Died of natural causes.
yeah, natural causes on Christmas morning. But in the dog's defense, in Bailey's words, she does believe that the dog was defending the house because the house they lived in had a super long hallway, and everybody, like all the kids on Christmas like Eve, would sleep in the living room of that house. Well, all the bedrooms were on the other side of the house. Well, I guess in the middle of the night, Bailey's brother got up and went to the other side of the house, and when he was on the other side of the house, the dog woke up. So then he starts walking back, and the dog like waited until, I don't know if the dog waited because I mean from the way they talk about the dog, it wasn't a huge dog, but must have waited till he laid down, and then it was like, you ain't supposed to be here.
Got your nose.
Got your
But you know what? You know what? If Briar was there, he could have talked to him.
I could have
He could have
because
talked to
of
him.
the Would You Rather from last week.
Yeah, he would have understood what he was saying.
Hey, what if we changed it from dogs to cats?
He got that dog in him.
I got that dog.
Dogs and cats. I hate cats.
I hate
I
cats.
literally no. I can't say that.
I almost, you know what? No, I want the cats to attack me.
you want
I
an
literally was
excuse to
thinking-
kick a
Because
cat.
Because
that's
then,
how much
you know
I
what-
don't like cats.
You want an excuse to kick
There
a cat.
are some cute cats. Like every once in a while, like I'll hold one. I'm like, oh, you're sweet. But anytime
they
there's the one
scratch
cat that like
Does this
I ain't even
include,
done
like
nothing
going
wrong.
to the zoo and now all of the lions and tigers are trying to break through the glass.
Ooh, that's different.
right? They're cat.
That's big cat. We talking about cat.
Oh no, those
Not
still
big
cat.
Cats.
Yeah.
Domestic cats.
Domestic. Does that mean
Well, because we could have talked about wolves.
What about like a barn cat?
Dogs. Barn cat?
Yeah, that'll mess you up.
It will mess you
A
up.
barn cat. I've had 2 cats in my life. Both got ran over.
So Carson's been attacked
Cats,
by a dog.
cats go everywhere.
who they
I
get
was
run over by?
attacked by
Did
a
he get run
chicken.
over by you?
No, not by me.
Oh, okay.
I was attacked by a chicken as a kid. You got a chicken put on your head.
Do you have a lifelong fear of chickens?
You
now?
want to be attacked by a cat.
I mean,
is
really,
really-
I just invite it because at this point, like sometimes
odd
cats just
podcast.
look at me and I'm like, I want to square up right now, like because it makes me mad whenever I just walk by and I'm like, oh, you're so cute.
I'm allergic
I'm like,
to
I did
cats.
nothing to you. Like,
I'm allergic to cats, and so if they really did like come at me, I just feel like my allergies
It'd be
would be
terror.
so bad all the time. And I
Not
have
only
so
would it
many
be physical-
scratches and just like,
but mental too, because you're like,
yeah, I'd just be miserable all the time.
man.
Dadgum.
But yeah, I would for sure. Dogs, I'd fight. Cats, I'd fight. Birds, just like you can't put a lot of barriers up to stay away from birds.
Dive bomb you.
Yeah,
Just the guinea pig thing.
Cool.
just
So-
a guinea pig thing.
Birds.
Birds,
Birds.
Birds.
don't want
We're
to fight them.
we're okay with not messing with birds.
Don't want to mess with the government.
Nope.
Ironically, I'm like terrified of birds, but one of my favorite movies, Rio.
Rio,
Fun fact. Because they're nice birds for the most part.
nice birds.
Played Angry Birds.
Yeah, I played Angry Birds.
My dad used to love Angry Birds. Oh my
It's a
god.
fun game. I don't think the original one is even like available anymore.
Probably not.
No, probably not. So,
But
anyway,
At least he didn't run into the door.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
oh yeah, she ran into it.
I did not know the code to the door, and I just like go to open it, and
And
I
it
ran
kept
right
going.
into it.
didn't think open first. You just got the handle twisted. Boom.
Yeah.
It was loud. Stuff on the wall shook.
Yeah, for real.
Damn.
So let us know in the comments. What do you think? What do you want to
Yes.
battle? You want to battle a dog? You want to battle a bird?
We need to know.
Yeah, we need to know what your thoughts are.
And if you say
something-
dogs, we need you to explain why.
Why you want to fight a dog?
Or I
What
mean, if you
barriers
want
can
to
you
fight
put
a
up?
bird, what? I'm confused.
Let us know
now.
your strategies on whatever you choose.
Yeah.
That's the best way to put that.
Retweet.
We need to know.
Cool.
Retweet.
Tweet.
Retweet.
I forget. It's called X now.
Twitter's not a thing.
Yeah, it's called X now.
What do you do? Do you
But it's funny because if you go to it
X
on your
that.
computer, yeah, X that.
Re-X that.
Re-X
Is that what
that.
it is?
I don't know.
Twitter
Do you
is
have
now
X?
called X, but it's funny because if you go on your computer, it is still called twitter.com, but then the logo is X.
But you go to x.com and rolls you over to twitter.com.
Yeah.
What's that rich guy's name?
Elon Musk.
Elon. Fix that.
X.com.
Cool.
I don't
so
think he's gonna listen to you.
I don't think so either. He does not care.
I think he listens to this podcast
yeah, he doesn't.
Yeah.
He might now that
because
we're talking about the
birds.
conspiracy of birds, not real.
because of birds. Thank
Yeah.
you for
He may
watching,
be
Elon.
working on battery development for those.
You might be
Yeah.
Oh my
solar
gosh.
instead of electrical.
Solar birds. Cool. So, all right. Well, let's talk a little bit about last night. So, like we talked about, you were the main event, right?
Yes, you were.
What'd you
Jesus
share
was
with
the main event.
with our students?
I talked about
Jesus is the
anxiety.
main event.
Yeah. We talked about anxiety, and I shared a little bit about like how much anxiety impacts my life, and just got a little vulnerable about like how even prepping for the message just caused a lot of anxiety in my heart. And this week is just a big week for me. Like I've got an exam and a presentation today. And then yesterday was teaching for the third time ever in the youth. And so it was just like a very nerve-wracking week, a lot of things going on. And I know, like, I truly believe that the Lord prepared me for the message in that. Like, it wasn't just like, oh, Satan's attacking me. It was like, no, like, the Lord is preparing me to be vulnerable and to share with these students what he's teaching me. And so it was exciting how God prepared me for it. But
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, it was a great message. I will say that to you. I
you
said
teach
to you
high
last
school and
night,
middle school?
but yeah,
You
we
said
did all
what?
together.
High school and
Yeah,
middle school.
we did all together last night. And really, I mean, and it's funny how just I feel like things work out and everything. But before we made the decision as a church that we weren't doing trunk and treat this year, we left this week open. So that's really why she had the awesome opportunity to get to go up there and teach. And so to me, it was just cool how it wasn't. Let me rephrase this. It was planned for her to teach, but originally that was this week what was we're
Right.
going to be in the parking lot kind of
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
right? And so it was just cool to me that because what was it, like a month ago, 2 months ago,
month,
that we
yeah.
were like, okay, yeah, here we go, Leah. Like this can be your night and everything. Like especially with her like working in the youth and everything now, we were like, hey, we want you to be up there. We want kids to see you and everything. And so to me, it was just for you, especially your third time teaching, I want you to understand ballpark. Like, hit it out of the ballpark. It was
Thank
awesome.
you.
Yeah. And all the kids loved it. They all seemed like they enjoyed it. Like, I'm looking around. They're not like,
They're engaged.
I'll be honest. And honestly, I do think sometimes they get used to seeing the same people over and over.
Yeah.
And so instead of like, sometimes when I'm teaching, I'm seeing kids just like, whoa, I'm more with myself. Like,
I thought you were literally imitating texting.
I thought so
No.
too.
No.
You said
no, because there's those 6th grade boys that they ain't got a phone yet. So that's what they do. They're like, 1,
Oh,
2,
that's
3, 4.
amazing.
Right. And really last night I'm looking around and I didn't see that. Like there were
engaged.
kids paying attention. They were wanting to know what you had to say to them because you're a fresh face for them, right? They know you walking around, but they don't know you besides singing sometimes, right? And like leading out with the worship team. So I just thought it was awesome. It was awesome to like get to see you up there and honestly to see you prepare for it as well because like you may have been nervous, but you did it. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
So
Anxiety
it was
is real.
yeah.
And it can overcome you.
Yeah.
And I can guarantee you, each one of those kids out there dealing with some form of anxiety in there, so they related to what you said. Yeah.
Yeah. And really, I mean, you brought this up in your message last night about, because like, I love to make sure to say that we are also part of their generation. Like, we're not like old, you know what I mean?
Like, I'm literally the same generation as him.
I realized I looked at him and I said old,
Brian.
Not what I meant.
We're not like
That's pretty
old.
rough.
You may be older, but you're not old. But like honestly,
Did
if
it
you
save
talk
it?
to
Did that save it? I don't think you saved it.
probably
Though.
not. Wah, wah, wah. Okay, but like if you talk to like my grandparents
did that
or
during
anything
the
like that,
message
like
last
my
night.
grandparents can't tell you a thing about anxiety because for some reason, and I mean I'm sure there's a lot of science that I don't know, but like you talk to my grandparents about it, and like besides like near-death experiences, they can't tell you a thing about having anxiety kind of thing. But
it's a
whereas
different world.
our generation, that's
yeah.
like almost every kid suffers from anxiety, and it's just going up. Is what's sad.
So prior to coming here on full time, I'm an educator by trade. I have
Mm-hmm.
a degree in education, spent years in the classroom, and see the difference that even today from when I first started teaching, the amount of social pressure that's put on kids and the amount of anxiety that is comes from that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think the older generations they experienced it differently.
Mm-hmm.
Than what our kids today deal with, for sure. So,
Yeah, and I mean, last year, and really I'm going to say this, I'm not saying a name out of respect for the person. They don't even go to Choctaw anymore. But last year I had a wrestler that I remember sitting down and honestly, like after practice, even though it may be the unpopular thing for a coach to do, I literally sat there and I prayed with him because of how anxious he was. We were trying to show him move in the wrestling room, and he was so scared to do it because he was so scared to fail at it to where he wouldn't even do it. And I mean, wrestling, everybody's like, oh, big tough sport and all this other stuff. And so all the other coaches, like sometimes like you get into it and you're like, come on, go, go, go. And like they don't want to do it. Right. And this specific kid, he literally would not do it. It's not that he didn't want to. He wouldn't. And it's because he got so anxious about failing.
He just couldn't make himself do it.
Yeah, he just couldn't make himself do it. And so I remember after practice sitting down and praying with him and talking to his parents like, hey, like this is something like we might need to address kind of thing because, I mean, it can affect you. I mean, it can, like, there's people that they have anxiety attacks like that to where they genuinely feel like they're about to die. Like, they cannot do anything because they feel so anxious about it. And so it's awesome that you got to teach about that because, I mean, that's definitely something that all of the students, like, from 6th grade all the way up to 12th grade, like, there's 12th graders that they're probably dealing with that right now. There's middle schoolers that are probably dealing with that right now, and 6th graders that maybe they haven't dealt with it yet, but they're about to. You know what I mean?
There's studies that say literally 1 in 3 youth are either struggling or will have a an anxiety disorder. So not just a feeling of worry or this feeling of like, oh, I have a lot to do, and like, but it's like no, like an anxiety disorder to the point where it is crippling. And that's like, it's scary, like how much it has changed because even when I was a student, it was not that way. Like I did worry. Like I've always just been like, even when I was like 6 years old, I was like, okay, when are we going to do this? Like I was so like worried about what was going to happen next all of the time. Like I've just been that way my whole life. But like, it was not to the point where it is now where like I'm seeing Like I got message after message last night on my phone about how much they needed that message because they're struggling with anxiety.
That's awesome.
And so it was really cool how the Lord put that on my heart to teach. And it was just him through me. It was not me at all. But like it was super cool to see like how God prepared my story, like my testimony to share with them and like how it did resonate because the generation struggles so much with anxiety.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, awesome.
Yeah.
We're glad you joined us today in our little conversation.
Yes.
Would you rather? Don't forget to let us know. What do you think? Dogs, birds?
And how you gonna win?
Yeah. How
And
you gonna win? What's your strategy?
Yeah.
How you going to win that
We
battle?
need to know in case it
How you going to win the battle with birds
Yeah.
and dogs, and how you win the battle with anxiety, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Boom.
I need tips on how to win battles with birds. So yeah, let me know.
All right, that's it. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.
See ya.